All right, welcome back. We're here to do another model building. So for today, we are going to be building Sebastian Crowe's Guide to Drakkenheim Apothecary Miniature Set. Inside we get 2 Apothecary class miniatures, a corpse rot creature. Basically, you just make it a generic zombie monster or creature, but it's for the Reanimator subclass. A giant gnome form of the mutagen subclass. Basically, you can turn into a Hulk creature. And 2 apothecary accessories, an ornate cauldron, and a giant leech. So, some assembly is required, so let's get to work. And for this, we're mainly going to be using Gorilla Super Glue. It says specifically not to use cement mix, so we're not going to. But for this particular one, this one comes with both a dropper head, but this particular bottle also includes a brush, just in case. So we have our options to pick whichever one we need. We'll probably just use the dropper, but you never know. We've also got our knife and side cutters, just in case. We also have a new tool I've acquired, a deburring tool. Now, a deburring tool is a lot easier to use in comparison to a knife. You're much less likely to hurt yourself or cut yourself while using one of these. You can also kind of clean up edges of holes anywhere there would be a jagged edge. Basically, anything you can use that for, you can use this for. So we'll see if we can use that. I've also got a set of tweezers here, but I'll probably not need them. I got my older bottle of super glue. That one's just for like micro dosing if I need it. And I got my regular toolkit just off screen in case I need it. Probably won't, but let's get to building. I've been procrastinating way too long building and painting my miniatures. I need to get started somewhere. Okay. So that's it in the box. We get just our miniatures and our manual. And this manual is fairly straightforward just to fill out. The good thing is each model is set up in its own bag. So there's no real way to mix them up. So don't need that. I'm going to turn this way so you can actually see what we're doing as we're doing it. I can read it upside down, or I could just look at my computer screen, which is right in front of me. All right, let's start simple. Let's get the 2 easy ones out of the way. The cauldron and the giant leech. These ones just require to be glued. Now, the thing is, though, they say you got to cut off a lot of this extra material, which is fine by me. I can do that. But if you don't have the right kind of tool, some people might have a bit of an issue, so. Now, instead of pulling. Okay, so maybe a little too thick for the deburring tool. So let's go with the side cutters, and we'll clean it up with the deburring tool. There we go, yeah. Right. Side cutters are always the way to go. Ooh. Might want to be careful on that one. That sucker shot out pretty fast. That could have got me in the eye. You know what? I think I will need a file. Yeah, that one will work. There we go. You're not going to see that part. It's going to be on the base. And just like that. Let's clean up this edge a little bit, though. Yeah, and then yep, that's fine. When you prime it, you won't see it. So just a simple drop in there, and that sucker will be done. Oh, okay, I think I'm finally getting it. Dropper head doesn't really want to work. This is also a brand new bottle of super glue. I haven't used it all yet, so it could have something to do with it. Let's go with the brush, but we're just going to put like a drop on. We do not need a lot. Just clean up all the extra material. And we'll just squeeze that together so he fully sticks. And we'll just put that aside and we'll let it cure for a minute. Giant leech. Yep, so just gotta cut those little pieces off as well. Don't want to cut off this little tiny piece. I'm going to cut this off instead. Oh, never mind. Didn't have to. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Let's try the dropper head one more time, just to see if we can get this going. Well, that's annoying. I guess we'll just use a regular one. But this one's really stuck. There we go. Yeah, like the glue is basically sticking. Oh, that's not good. The nozzle itself broke. Fucker. Well, this kind of proves that I don't pre-think these things all the time. Because who plans their glue to fail like that? It's supposed to be a much finer tip on it. Come on. There we go. Very small amount. Like I said, we don't need a lot. Get the head back on. Now, one thing I notice on these things, these are not perfect squares. There's like a tiny corner missing. So I'm guessing you're supposed to line that up with the one with the tiny corner missing on the other one. It's probably very hard to see. But they kind of only go in one way as a result. Okay, so we'll just set you down. Let's do one of them. And then we'll do one of the monsters after. So. And this is the female apothecary. Just got to attach her arms. And attach her onto the base. Now. Yeah, so I'll have to cut off that piece of access, and over here, a little bit on there. So these can be these ones will have to be very, very careful. So we don't want to cut too much of the material off. Don't be afraid to cut off less than what you think you need, because then we can just clean it up with our knife or our deburring tool, or even just some sandpaper. Sandpaper would probably be the better choice here. But again, I got new tool, want to use new tool. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry if I lightly move this out of camera view. Just trying to get a better view on it. Yeah, there we go. Now before we attach, let us dry fit them first. So according to the picture, the hand that's got the needle, this one, goes in the left arm slot. Yeah, just like that. Wow, you can hardly see any seams, which is actually really nice. Okay. Now let's try, we'll apply it to this, because getting it in that tiny recess is going to be very difficult. There we go. There we go. Not even a full drop's worth is what we need. Now this limb might actually come off, so I'm actually going to hold this here for a minute, just to make sure the glue starts to get tacky and harden. Yeah, there we go. Then here, it shows this arm is actually upward. Yep, like that. There we go. Yep, there we go. So just like that. Now we actually got to clean up a little bit on these feet, just so that she'll snap into the base just right, because, oop, that arm came out. Wasn't ready yet. Okay, so I'm gonna clean We're actually just going to use the brush head on this. I didn't think I'd need to, but... There we go. Okay, so we're just going to put you there. Okay. All right, now let's do the big monster next. Oh. Come on. Okay. Very nice on the detailing. But let's take a closer look. Does he need anything really cut off on him? There's a little something right by his ear. Yeah, that was nothing. And you can see, I think, where the mold line was, or where the sprue was. It was right in the top of his head, and it looks like they cleaned it up, but not completely. Any other spots? There's another little bit here by the foot. Assuming that's where the two mold lines came together. Yeah, so this guy's pretty fine. Oh, but you see it more on the arms. You got another spot here on the back of the bicep. You got another one here. I'm surprised they didn't clean them up themselves. I guess it's probably just like as like a speed thing. It would take them more time for somebody to go through every single one and clean them up really, really nice. Or you could just give it to the hobbyists and let them do it, and they'd probably have fun doing it. Actually, look, this arm is holding a statue, and the statue itself is also really detailed. Come on, camera, time to focus. There you go. So that's actually really, really cool, just seeing how much detail is on this statue. Okay, so anyway, this would go in this arm. Yeah, just like that. This one. Okay. I mean, one thing that'd be nice is if they set it up in a way that you could pose the arms like in a predetermined slot, but no, there is one specific way. Just a little but I'm not going to complain. Kind of like that. There you go. All right. This guy's actually really simple. So a little bit of glue in that arm. I'm going to put a little more glue than normal in there because it's a big joint. There we go. Just cure that guy together. Okay, hold for longer than what, 10-15 seconds? Although I might maybe want to try and glue the actual arm pieces instead of just the sockets. But let's see, we'll just hold it a little longer. There we go, that's better. And just like that. All right, we're going to do that little thing I was just saying. We'll put some glue on the bottom of his foot and some glue on the base. Yeah, this glue goes on like very gel-like. It's not very runny. And there we go. And we'll just hold them up. So I gotta hold this for about 30 seconds. Oh, one thing I may not have mentioned in a previous video. If I have, well, I've taken quite a long break between recording sessions, so this may have only been a couple hours for you, but it's been days, weeks, if not months for me. I recently got an airbrush and an air compressor, which is just off screen. I don't have it plugged in at the moment, but I think once I've got these guys all glued together, we should be fine now. Yeah, that's better. I think I'm going to try priming them with this. Previously, I was just using spray cans with all right results. There's a couple models I had primed in the past that I noticed I missed a few spots. So I'm going to try these guy out and see how well this works. We'll try that out next time. So we'll put you there, and let's do the other monster. Let's bring these guys down a little more so we can actually see them still. Okay, another base. Arm that needs a piece cut off. Our reanimator, although, his face. If you look very closely at his face, like one side looks a little mangled, one side looks almost like it's less detailed. Don't know if that's intentional. I'm gonna guess it is intentional because, yeah, he's got like a different ear on this side. On this side, he's got a pointy ear. On this side, he's just got a rounded one. So maybe like this side's becoming more skeletal, except for that ear. Well, this side has more flesh. Okay. But we got to cut off his little top piece because I'm guessing that's where another sprue is attached. And I'm actually going to use my knife this time, just to be very precise. Yes, this one. Okay. That's fine. Now, this guy's also got what looks like some kind of wiring pump, something right there in the heart. So yeah, reanimator, I guess, makes sense. Yeah, big demon arm, normal arm, foot. So let's attach the leg first. Just make sure we press that in, hold it. Okay, so one thing I'm noticing is when you're trying to attach this guy on the base, his legs do not line up quite right. So I'm going to try and use the base to line up that foot so the glue fully attaches. Okay, I think that's okay. And we're just going to hold that together. Okay. Okay, we're just going to let that sit for a minute. Okay. Yeah, so there's almost a weird gap between the foot. Like, it's almost as if it's misaligned slightly. I think I can push it just enough to get it in without breaking off the leg or breaking the glue. It's a very... Ooh, camera, please focus. Thank you. Oh, there's a very, very tiny seam right there on the arm, but I don't think it's going to be that bad of a deal. This guy's kind of meant to be like almost like a Frankenstein's monster. The occasional seam can be chalked up to him being taken apart and put back together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that should hold. Now let's see if we can get him on this base. I think this might be the trickiest part of this. There we go. Now we're just going to press on that a little. It should just hold on its own really quick. Yeah, there we go. Imagine you had these two guys together. All right, we got one left. The male apothecary. Now he's basically got what looks like a bone saw. There's a giant sprue on this one. Tiny piece on the back of the neck. This one you do have to attach his head, but he's got another sprue on his neck. It looks like a or some kind of firebomb or a Molotov. Oh, let's start cleaning these up. We're almost done. Sometimes just to get going on a hobby or something you procrastinate on is just take that first step. Okay. I need to make sure I don't cut off too much material. Let's see. Oh, let's get the sprue on the back here. You'll need to probably just sand off the rest. Okay, I want to kind of glue his head on first, because I think that one's going to be tricky. Yeah, so we're going to just hold this on for a little bit, because I feel like I may have cut off a little more than I wanted to, so I just want to glue that in. Make sure that's fine. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. I'll take a small knife to the back of the neck at the end after I know everything is cured. So if you are assembling these miniatures, be very careful on the head on that one, because it's very easy to cut off too much material. Okay. And on here, it's down. Yeah, like that. Come on. Almost there. There we go. That one was a bit tricky to get that one to attach. Okay. There we go. We're just going to take that bit of material. That might have been a little too much glue, but that's not too terrible. Yeah, there we go. And we're done. And there we go. There's our full set of miniatures. Female apothecary. In case you're wondering and you haven't seen or you don't know anything about the Sebastian Crowe's guide, apothecaries are a new class, not even a subclass, or a full class set in the Dungeons of Drakkenheim campaign set by the Dungeon Dudes. They had a campaign with Ghostfire Gaming on Kickstarter for their book, and Sebastian Crowe's Guide to Drakkenheim is their second book. And inside they had a full new class called the Apothecary. It's kind of like a cross between a warlock. Was it warlock and alchemist? Oh man, why can I not remember that other class? Alchemist? Oh man, I'm crashing out hard. What is that other class? Here, sorcerer. Cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, rogue, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Artificer, that was it. That's what I was thinking. So it's kind of like a warlock and an artificer. And they have a couple different class versions. So they have like your mad scientist. You have like paranormal agent. So if you're looking for another unique class, one to look into. Yeah, these are, again, very finely detailed, especially on that statue head. And our giant cauldron and our giant leech. So yeah, so these minis took a little under an hour to fully set up. Not too difficult at all. All you need to do are some side cutters, a nail file, super glue. Yeah, we're pretty much set. I'm gonna let them sit on my table here. Let the glue fully cure. I think this stuff takes, it says hold together for 10 to 45 seconds. It'll probably take a couple hours for it to fully cure. But now that we're done with these, we actually have another set of miniatures that I'll do in a separate video. But another one from Ghostfire Gaming. But again, that will be in our next video. So thank you for coming in. Thank you for watching, and take care.